Hey, my name is Michael with Central Alps, and today we're going to be doing a walkthrough video of this 2018 Jeep Wrangler JK that we built. We put a 4-inch 8-stage adjustable lift kit on it. It's where you can adjust the lift between 8 different settings on how smooth or how rough you want to ride it. So if you're off-roading, you can tighten it up, or if you're on the road, you can loosen it and go for a smoother ride. We'll start right from the front and move to the back. So from the front, we have a Factor 55 Pro shackle hooked up to a fair lead that matches with our gray accent, all the way back to a 12,000-pound synthetic rope winch. We also have a Fab 4 grumper front bumper with some HID projector headlights. You got your 2 white halos with your red eye in the center. Our turn signals are also white to match the Jeep, as you can see right there. We also have lights integrated into the grille. It's right behind the winch. You can't really see them, but they have a high lumen, so they are very, very bright. One of my favorite things because most people don't even notice them until you turn them on. As we move towards the back, we have a 10th anniversary Mopar hood, the hoods that you would find on a Rubicon Hard Rock edition. We also have your Fab 4 grumper with a 20-inch single row light bar on the top rather than the 4 pods, which is what most people run. We have some Smittybilt XRC armor, which has been color matched to match the entire Jeep. We also have gray accents to match the wheels, to match the fairlead, to match the hood, to match the leather. Inside of the fenders, we have a Deviate inner fender setup that's been painted white with gray accents to go with that white and gray color scheme. As we move to the back, we have amp power boards, and what these allow you to do is when you open up your doors, they come folding down. And then whenever you close the door, it'll register that it's closed and they'll go right back up. Something that we've done that a lot of people don't do is we have a switch on the inside right underneath the driver and the passenger seat, so that when you have the top and the doors off and there's nothing to register for the doors opening and closing, you just flip that switch, the boards fold down, hop in the Jeep, and then flip the switch again and they fold back up. As we continue to move, we have your Smittybilt XRC cladding that runs along the bottom of your body. Then we move to the back and we have your Smittybilt XRC rear corner guards that have been painted white to color match with your gray accents. As we continue to move to the back, we have a set of LED tail lights that are just a nice little touch from the factory ones. We also went with a Deviate TC1 spare tire carrier, and what this does is it takes all of the weight of the tire off of your rear tailgate. Also, what we've done is we had to come in and make custom brackets for this tire because Deviate's tire carrier is only made for a 12.5-inch wide tire. And since we wanted to run the full-size spare, and it's a 15.5-inch, we had to extend these brackets, custom make them on a AutoCAD system, and then make them so that you could run your full-size spare. We also have an aftermarket rear bumper that's been painted to color match. There's a set of Moto Militia dual exhausts on the bottom. We also have a backup camera, which no Jeeps came from the factory between the years of 2007 and 2018s in the JK model with a backup camera. So we do have a backup camera for you, don't worry. Then as we continue to move, you will see that we have a slant back top, also known as a fast back top. And what this top does is it takes the normal roll bar line, and as the roll bar slants down in the back, so does the top. Most Jeeps have a square back. This has what we call a slant back top. We also have Deviate inner fenders on the rear. We've painted the door handles, the mirrors, and the antenna mount to color match with the white, and we also have gray door handle inserts to match the trim on the XRC armor, to match the wheels, to match the leather, to match the hood, to match the fairlead, to match the grille. Everything is either white or gray except for this black part of the windshield. What we did is that we taped off this section of the body. You take your doors apart, take your windows apart, and then we paint it all black so it gets this Range Rover appearance to it. Most Jeeps, this portion, your B and your C pillar, are white or whatever color the Jeep is, but we feel as though the amount of wow factor that it gives to the Jeep, you cannot build a Jeep without doing this. So let's talk about the wheel setup real quick. We have a set of 24x12 Vision rockers with an anthracite finish. We also have some 40 by 1550 R24 Fury Country Hunter mud terrain tires in a 12-ply, along with these classy, I wouldn't say classy, but I would say edgy spiked lug nuts. Also with the wheels, we have some wheel lights, and all that it is it's set onto a switch on the interior of the Jeep. We'll get to that in a minute, but you flip the switch and there's an accent light that shoots out from the back of the wheel, and it's white, and it completely changes the Jeep at night. So let's talk about the suspension for a minute. It's got a 4-inch mid-arm lift kit on it with some 8-stage adjustable reservoir shocks. It's a heavy diameter shock, so it's made to be abused a little bit. We still wouldn't recommend you jumping the Jeep, but it's more capable than most. Also, we have some control arm drop brackets on the Jeep, and what this does is it takes your factory control arms after installing the lift and it puts them back to factory ride geometry, making the ride of the Jeep a whole lot smoother than most lifted Jeeps. So let's talk about the interior real quick. Right off the bat, you see the white accents. We have accents on the doors and the door handles, the air vents, the grab handle, and the tweeter covers. You can also see that we have great grab handles that help you get in and out of the Jeep, and they are very sturdy. We put diamond stitch leather interior inside of the Jeep. It is a gray that matches the color of the wheels, that matches the accents on the door handles, the accents on the fenders, the accents on the hood, the accents on the grille. Also inside of this Jeep, we have a hideaway subwoofer. Really helps with the bass. It is on a knob that you can adjust, so you can increase or decrease the level of the bass, along with the wakeboard speakers in the back, and we'll get to those. The center console is also wrapped in diamond stitch leather, so it matches the rest of the seats. And we do have a factory nav unit. It is the big screen with a nav unit, and we've plugged into the back of it to make it work with the backup camera. Most Jeeps don't have that with their factory unit. Also, as you can see up at the top, we have a MLC6 light controller. What that is it's a multiple light controller 6, which it has 6 different switches for 6 different auxiliary accessories. What this does is it allows you to turn on your headlights, turn on your grille lights, turn on your cowl lights, and turn on your wheel lights. And then you still have 2 left for any other accessories you might want to add in the future, like an air compressor, like backup light, anything like that. Also, along the lines of the audio, the entire floor of the Jeep has been sound deadened. And what this does is it takes the Jeep from sounding like a empty can with a couple rocks in it to sounding like an Escalade, being so quiet while you're driving it. Also, the top of the hardtop has been sound deadened as well to help with it. Another small detail is that we wrap the roll bar in leather. This leather is a gray that matches the seats, that matches the wheels, that matches the door handles, that matches the fenders, that matches the hood, that matches the grille, that matches the fairlead. As you can see, we went with a white and gray color scheme. So I've mentioned it once already, but let's talk about the wakeboard tower speakers. What the speakers are designed for is for a wakeboard boat, for the rider in the back, meaning the guy that's wakeboarding about 100 feet back, to be able to hear the music in the boat. What we did is we installed them to the roll bar of this Jeep, so that when you take the top and the doors off and you're driving down the highway, you can perfectly hear them. Just like with the subwoofer, we have them on a knob that you can adjust the level whether you want it higher or lower. In conclusion, let's talk about the details of this Jeep just a little bit more. It's a 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. It is a real Rubicon with Dana 44s in the front and in the rear. It's got an electronic disconnecting sway bar link. It's got your factory 3.6 Pentastar engine, and we've also gone through and we re-geared the axles to a 5:13 gear ratio. The Jeep's got 11,000 miles, but it is our demo, and so every single day it's getting more and more miles as we take customers out, as we're meeting with dealers and stuff like that. So much detail has gone into this Jeep. Everything from the gray fairlead to the gray grille to the gray shackles, all the way up to the key. The key is even white with gray buttons and black screws to match the black on the windows to make it look like a Range Rover. So you cannot say that thought has not gone into this Jeep. Every single detail has been covered when it comes to this Jeep. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, comment, send us an email, shoot us a text, give us a call, anything. We would love to answer your questions. Thank you for watching and have a great day.